Hello, it's Crazy Horse. It's Tuesday, 11th of April. Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for joining me. Now it's crazy time. We've got a former president being indicted for filing papers wrong, paying off some porn star to not talk about him and whatever they did or didn't do during the campaign. Meanwhile, you got a sitting president going deeper and deeper into dementia. I don't do politics. It's a business channel. The economy continues to fall apart. Now we've got house prices too high. Don't buy, says Yale economist Robert Shiller. The economy continues to fall apart as banks continue to fail, and something like 250 other banks are on the verge of failure. But I got a nice cigar, and I got cha Thai iced tea, one noi. If I get to my office early enough, the lady who makes cha Thai is still here. She usually starts work about 5 a.m. and goes home 4 p.m. So if I get here before 4 p.m., I can get tea. It's like typical of most Thai women. They work 10, 12 hours a day, support their families. It's not unusual. Hold off on buying as the U.S. economy will keep struggling. Home prices are really out of whack. I've been saying that for a couple of years, that the housing bubble's at the peak. It's coming down. It's already started down. Like I said, I'm planning to wait until 2026 to buy a house back in the U.S. So you can see the inflation-adjusted home prices. This is from around the time I was born until now. And the peak that we had in 2022 was higher than any peak we've ever had before. This is the biggest bubble we've ever had in the housing market. This is inflation adjusted, so these numbers should be equal. Even with the drop in 2023, we're still well above the peak of 2006. And after 2006, obviously, we had a huge crash, a huge correction in house prices, 50, 60% off house prices in the next 3 to 4 years. You know, we're looking at the same thing again. So this is the biggest peak we've ever had, and it's going to crash again. So even the economists now are starting to say, and the banks are starting to say, don't buy a house in 2023, and it's going to be the same for 2024 and probably for 2025. We'll have to see. But mortgage companies are drying up. Realtors are getting laid off and quitting and leaving the business. There's no houses being bought or sold. The entire housing market's about to collapse. They're estimating a 60 to 70% correction in the housing market, depending on what market you're in. Of course, it's going to be different from state to state, city to city. They're also predicting a 40% correction in the stock market. So stock market's already at the same low level it was at right before the pandemic, when the pandemic first struck in 2020. And they're predicting it's going to go down another 40%. So get your cash ready. Get your cash out of the bank, first of all. Get it ready because it's going to be fire sale time in the stock market. Bitcoin's already going up. Bitcoin's gone up. It's already over 30,000. So get your money out of the banks. Get ready to put it into the stock market after this big correction sometime coming soon in the next few months. And I guess Bitcoin. You know, I put money back into Bitcoin. Could go to zero, everybody says, but everybody needs a safe place to put their money right now. It ain't housing. It's not real estate. It's not commercial real estate. And it's not the stock market right now because they're expecting the stock market to crash more. So where are you going to put it? So, you know, I just want to say, like, we're living in a world that is very complicated and it's very much divided. Everybody's identifying with their identity, whether that's man, woman, straight, gay, whatever all those letters are. Whatever race you are, whatever country you're from. Some people say we're in World War III starting up in the Russian-Ukraine war. There's something starting to heat up in the Middle East again, Iran and Saudi Arabia. Russia's now sending oil and ships into Saudi Arabia for the first time in history. So, you know, our special relationship with Saudi Arabia is as the protector of Saudi Arabia from Iran, that's all changing now. So global politics are shifting, the economy is shifting, banks are going to go out of business, and we're going to have a few huge banks to run the economy like some kind of oligarchy. And then who knows, we might have a central bank digital coin as well. So everything's changing. And, you know, in this world, everybody's identifying with how they identify themselves, how they see themselves. People are, you turn on YouTube, everybody's in fist fights, everybody's smashing into each other on the freeway, people are shooting. There's a school shooting last week, this week there's a shooting at a bank. Everybody needs to calm down. You're not your identity. We're all part of a universal soul. We're all part of a universal world. We're all humans, okay? You have to stop identifying with where you come from and the color of your skin and how you look at yourself in the mirror. That's not who you are. We're all part of one universal humanity. And we have to start working together. We have to start cooperating, which means you have to stop fighting with each other. And I mean on a personal level. Everybody, after this pandemic we went through, everybody's paranoid. Everybody's afraid of everybody else. I get in the elevator. I'm not wearing a mask because I don't wear masks. I never wore a mask, ever. I told you this thing was a hoax. I get in an elevator. People get off the elevator. You know, they're wearing their masks. They're terrified. They keep their kids away from me. This is the world we live in. Adults are afraid of other adults. We live in the same building. We live in the same city. You know, and everybody's fighting, shooting each other, taking the law into their own hands, complaining about their neighbors. Everybody needs to chill the fuck out. We're all people. We're all human beings. We're all scared about the world that we're going to leave to our children. We all want to give our children a chance and give them hope for the future and give them a good life. We want to work hard and build something for the children, for everybody's children. And we have to love each other. We have to love our kids. We have to take care of our kids. Don't teach your kids to be paranoid. Don't teach your kids to be afraid of other people. Teach them to love each other, right? This whole situation we've gone through for the last 3 years has made people even more crazy than they were before that. Everybody's fighting for their rights. Everybody's wants to be self-empowered and have power and money over somebody else. But it's about cooperation. It's about connection. You know, I saw Putin said on the news yesterday that he doesn't want to see America as an enemy. What are we doing about that? Can we rein in the CIA? Can we rein in the army? Can we have normalized relations with this country, with Russia? Why not? We're not going to stop them doing whatever they're doing in Ukraine. You could say we caused that by intervening in Ukraine and having a coup and getting them to almost join NATO. So, you know, how much of this have we brought on ourselves? I'm not saying who's right, who's wrong. What I'm saying is we have to lay down the weapons and start cooperating. Otherwise, as Jim Morrison said, the whole shit house is going to go up in flames. And we're not going to be here anymore. And we're going to be living on a beach, cooking on a fire, trying to survive without electricity, without computers, without smartphones. I mean, there's a lot of craziness in the world today, and I'm asking anybody who sees this to do your part to make the world a little bit less crazy. Open up your heart to your neighbor. Be friendly, be kind. Do something generous for somebody else. I'm not talking about writing a check to a charity. I'm talking about being nice to the people you see every day at work, especially in your family, your neighbors, people you see on the road, people you see wherever you go. Stop acting like animals. Start loving one another. We're all human. This is Crazy Horse. Thanks for watching.